Oh wow, we're getting intro music. Woo! Don't really know what that was all about, but there we go. So I'm hoping that people out there can hear me. Hi everyone, my name's Tom, and this is The Bunker, and we are live, starting at 7 o'clock. In 2 minutes we're going to do some more painting, which is great. Now I've moved the setup inside, mainly because it's absolutely Baltic in the UK, which is always a bit of a challenge. Yeah, freezing hands and stuff like that. So I'm at the kitchen table, but I've managed to mobile set the painting area up, which is great. And yeah, we've been chatting away in the chat, some couple already, which is really nice to see. So thank you guys. And yeah, you'll have to let me know. I assume that you can hear me and that you can see everything correctly and so on. So, what we're going to be doing today is painting, or continuing to paint, some Dystopian Wars models. Now I thought it'd be nice just to have a bit of a chill out session just before Christmas. It's coming up to the end of the year, it's cold, it's midweek, everybody wants to, I don't know, essentially have a relax. So I'm going to be painting some more of my Commonwealth. Now the Commonwealth are one of the factions in Dystopian Wars. They're like the Russians, so to speak. So I was close to the Russians as you can get, and I've been painting up the Hunt for the Prometheus starter set, and this is one of my little ships from the Hunt for the Prometheus starter set. I really like the models, they look cool, they're really nice and, you know, interesting and nice to engage with and things like that. And I am going to paint up beyond the Hunt for the Prometheus. I sort of tell a lie, I've already started really. So I've got 4 more of the frigates. Now I think they're exactly the same. They're like the heavy little frigate thing, which is fine. They have got longer cannons on the front though, so I don't know if they're slightly different. If they're slightly different, they are actually a bit different, aren't they? I think they may be a heavier variant. I don't know how you'd really tell them apart, but there you go. So they're a slightly bigger frigate, which you've got to paint up. But then really what's really cool are the big smashy robots that you have. So they're a giant automata, and they're actually done like they're wading through the ocean, so they sort of like wade into battle and things like that, which is cool. So yeah, we've got 2 variants of those. I did one of each. I don't know what's best for the game, I don't really care. I just wanted a variety. So you've got like a big drill and a claw and a big shooting claw and a cannon axe, which who doesn't want a cannon axe, let's be honest. So there we go. I'm assuming everyone can hear me, so we're going to crack on. Now what I'm going to use exclusively are Tooth and Coats paints. Tooth and Coats are absolutely brilliant. Duncan Rhodes is involved with them. You may know who that chap is and what his catchphrase is. And I've had some really good look and use out of these paints. They're very versatile, they're very good coverage, and they're not that, they don't break the bank. And just have little things like they have an agitator inside, so you can essentially, yeah, they're just an all-round package. So what we're going to do straight away, and let me just find which one we've got. Blue. So this is where I'm hoping, there we go. So I've got two different shades of black. 2 different shades of black, and we're gonna start on the black and pick out the paneling and go from there. So we're gonna start with a bit of Doom Death Black. I've got my palette off to the side. It's hidden by the chat box that you may or may not be able to see. I think we'll start on the giant smashy robots. So I'm gonna add a tiny bit of water to my paint, just water to thin. Don't use any sort of thins or anything like that, or any thins or any thinners should we say. And I'm going to start picking up my armour. So I think the way I'm going to do it, I'm just going to pick out some of the areas in a black, just to tie it in with the rest of the fleet. Now I've been playing Dystopian Wars, myself and Rob. I really like it. So Rob's actually using the Commonwealth. So really I'm actually painting up what he uses to destroy my poor scientists with. But there you go. It's a nice, easy colour scheme. Good paints that cover well. And just generally, it's just a nice aspect to the hobby. So you'll have to forgive me for not being able to chat as much in the box if you are there. I know lots of people just like to watch, which is fine, but if you do want to say anything, if you've got any questions or you just want to say hello or give a shout out, the box is there. It's everybody's box. There we go. He's going to have some black shoulder pads on. Like it's the 80s. Almost Christmas, or the festive period, or the holiday period if you might not celebrate Christmas. It's almost the end of the year. That's probably the best way of putting it, isn't it? But yeah, it was excited. Lots of plastic crack under the Christmas trees or at the parties or whatever it is. Some model kits, lots of new things to paint and new things to, in my case, new things to get tabled with. It's always nice to see your friends and maybe get some games in, stuff like that, isn't it? So I really like the too thin coats. They cover really well. Just do what they say on the tin, really, which is nice. It's nice just to get paint that works. I know there's other brands out there and such like, but we met the Transatlantis guys at Pickle Fest. Really, really nice guys, and they just don't know. They just have a nice way about them, which is, I'm not saying that's missing from other companies, but it's nice when people are just nice. You know, it's nice when people are nice. Okay, so I don't want to go overly crazy on the black. I think the shoulder pads definitely. We'll do a bit of this assembly, I think, as well, black. So we'll just pick out this panel as if it's like an armour panel, because it's like nice to tie them in. We're going to go over the whole thing black, so I've got a plan. It's nice to tie it all together with the rest of the fleet, but also you need them to look like they're giant smashy robots, I guess. I don't know. I like giant smashy robots. Who doesn't? There we go. There we go. Look at there. We'll do his robot crotch area. Oof. As I say, I've sort of already done the C. When I built them, I was like, oh yeah, cool, they come with C model on the base. I'll do it blue now because it's C and it's a novelty. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah. I think at this scale as well, I know lots of people are painting Epic and playing Epic and stuff like that at the minute, and obviously, you know, Games Workshop's, what's it called, Legion Imperialis is a massive part of that, you know, not to take that away from them. But obviously Epic skill games have existed for a long time. You know, like Dystopian Wars is excellent. It's a really, really good game. I don't think it's epic scale, it's probably smaller, to be fair, because obviously that's like a boat, so the people are going to be really diddy, aren't they? I think we should give him a black hand. Or at least like a glove. No, hang on, no. in there, and across the top. There we go. And it just acts to tie them together, but keeps them sort of individual as well. As I say, we've been playing through the campaign. We plan on playing all of it. 2 games are done so far and up for your viewing pleasure, and we will complete the rest. I think there's 4 in the actual starter set, and then there's I think 2 more in the expansion, and it's basically they're hunting for Markov, who is a traitor scientist. There we go, dead easy. It's called 2 thin coats, but I suppose you can just put 1 coat on like I have, and it does the job, eh? And I said, okay, fair enough, Dunk. We'll go through for a second coat. Can hear him shouting at us. Although I can't imagine the guy ever really shouts at many people, but there you go. So there you go, that's the first bit done. A little bit more black on my plate. There we go. It goes quite. I'm talking with a brush in my mouth. That's always good, isn't it? It goes quite a long way, to be fair. So obviously on this, so I've just like sort of, I'll do this a similar sort of thing. I think, oh, shall I do it different because they're kind of like different boats, and then I can tell them apart, can't I? That's thinking totally outside of the box. That I'm going to do them different. Is it a good idea? Maybe not. I don't know, but they are different. So, and as much as the models are beautiful and you can tell them apart, I ain't going to be able to tell them apart, and I can guarantee to you that Rob ain't going to be able to tell them apart. So it's probably best that we paint them differently. And it's a similar sort of thing, isn't it? There we go. And I will come back around for a second thin coat on those. I don't want to overdo it with the black, because I still like the idea that they're predominantly metal. You see what I mean? Because it's the age of, I don't know, element-powered warships and stuff like that. It's a very cool backstory, Dystopian Wars. If you've not had the pleasure yet, it's well worth looking into. Well, I hope everyone can hear me out there. You always have that moment where you just think, am I sat in a room talking to myself? Not that that ever happens. I must do one of them like sound checks. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? So everyone's like trolling me and just sat there thinking, not going to tell you, and then you're just going to continually talk like an idiot for a couple of hours wondering if anyone's actually listening to you. Wouldn't be the first time. So we do hope everybody is well this time of year. We're actually streaming again tomorrow night, slightly differently. So it's our sort of annual Christmas, not party, because it's a Christmas party. It's not our Christmas party. You don't have to bring balloons or anything like that. It's the annual end of year. Let's give each other a present. Talk about the year and what we want to do next year, which is always quite a good fun. To be fair, it gives us a different outlook on things, and it's just nice to, I don't know, get together as mates. So we thought this year that we would do something really special, and we thought that we would do a live stream of gift giving, because that is the time of year, isn't it? And then we'd use the excuse to play a game as well. So tomorrow, myself, Rob and Joe are going to do some gift giving, and then we are also going to play some Zombicide live from 7:30, I think I put down. It won't take long because we'll get killed really quickly. Not with the gift giving, with the actual Zombicide playing, and then we're done. But yeah, if you can tune into that'd be great as well. And you can tell us all what you thought of the year. Obviously, if you think it's been shit, then don't tell us. But you're entitled to your opinion. Just But we have got some exciting stuff coming next year. Fantastic! Some people can hear me, which is nice. Hey Joe, how are you doing? But yeah, so tomorrow we're going to be playing some Zombicide, which is always good, and having a bit of fun, which is nice. So this is primarily why I'm doing this tonight, is just to test that the setup works inside, which obviously it does, which is great. It's nice to set up and paint, and it's difficult eventually, when we've got hundreds of people watching and all this sort of thing, then we'll have a moderator and all of that sort of aspect, but we will see. The chat is a lot more responsive inside, I've noticed, so that's probably one thing to take away, because last time I was answering questions and talking to people, and it was, I think, a good couple of minutes out. So there we go, we're rattling through these now a lot. So yes, I think Rob's got the new Zombicide, second edition, I think it's called. You can get in cars and drive into things and people and stuff like that, which is always nice. Or zombies, should we say, not people, well, yeah, apparently if one person dies, you're done. So we tried to play it ourselves, and there is a video of that coincidentally up on the YouTubes, and yeah, we didn't do very well. The game just absolutely spanned us, which seems to be a thing. So we've done like a December of board games and playing different types of games, which is nice, before sort of hitting back in the new year on our like Mantic stuff and things like that. We just wanted to have a break because primarily it's been cold, so it sort of prompted us to get our new venue and stuff like that, which is nice. But it's, I don't know, nice to play a board game. I've actually really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the new style of sort of sitting around and having a laugh and stuff like that. Not that we didn't have a laugh, we had a laugh anyway. But yeah, it's nice to, I don't know, try something different. Okay, so a bit more black on this dude. Let's do the same areas. Yes, welcome to YouTube Live, watching Tom on black paneling things. But yeah, I like these robots, they're cool. They look like proper like 1960s War of the Worlds or Attack of the Aliens, Men from Mars and stuff like that. Proper B-movie stuff, which I kind of think is where they were going with Warcradle when they did this. And there we go. on the top there. Lovely. So some exciting news, I suppose, from the channel or from us. We now actually have the ability to sell you stuff. Woo! So if you head over to the website, tomsbunker.com, I managed to get a simpler website as possible, which is good for me. And you can actually now purchase TT Combat stuff from us. So for those that don't know, TT Combat, they do things like MDF buildings, their own paint range, which we're excited to have a go at. They do Drop Zone and Drop Fleet Commander, which I've already bought my stuff for, and we'll be bringing that in January, because we can't wait to have a go at that. It's like an epic scale game, and again, it's like, you know, bring your whole army in a little tray, and that's it. So, you know, that'll do for us, and it seems very tactical. And I used to play it back in the day when it was Hawk War games. So I'm quite excited to give that a go. And obviously there's a Carnival and Rumble Slam and all those sort of things. So the games that we enjoy. So now we can, you know, actually say if you enjoyed it too, head over to the website and we can post you out a box. Obviously you have to pay us with some pounds. But we you know, everything goes back into the channel as well, which is great. So another opportunity for us to grow, which is lovely to see. So, and thank you to everyone that's gone over and bought stuff already. And you can, I'll finish shilling in a minute. You can, in fact, buy a mug as well, which people have been asking for. So you can buy a mug and you can buy a pen and all the other stuff like that. When every single penny that goes back into making us grow, which is the whole aim of the game, eh? Getting there, look. We're getting there. That's around there. Now I think, do we think a giant axe cannon thing? Does that need a new colour? I don't know. Does it? Maybe a bit of black, because I think we're going to put break up a bit. Why not? Let's break it up a bit. Even if it's just underneath, you know, because if it's just like that component part is black, just helps sell the illusion, doesn't it? So let's go in there. There we are. And we've got claw again. I think we'll do the same on this claw. Let's go. And they say for two thin coats, look, I'm going over a metallic base spray, which is Army Painter. And I'm, you know, sometimes the Army Painter does make your paint separate. We're not going to lie, you know, it does. These boys straight over the top, and you know, it's a good coverage, it's a good pigmentation, and that's what we want, isn't it, from a paint? And you know, we're going to be trying out the TT Combat paints as well, because I have heard good things about them. And the one thing that we all know about TT Combat is that they're actually really well, you know, reasonably priced, which is nice, which is very nice. So we shall see, eh? But obviously we can also sell them, which is great. So they're the best thing in the world. There we go. Wash the brush. Now I think we'll transfer over to doing some different colours, so because otherwise it is just going to be a stream of you watching me paint black, which is never good fun, is it? So let's have a look. Just give me 2 seconds while I have a drink. So look while we... Right, and now I think what we're going to do is come back to, I think we're going to put some bronze on them. So, oh, thank you very much. So the website, I made it myself on Squarespace. It was like a drag and drop thing. I have got no idea how to make a website in reality, and that was really useful. Not the most technologically minded of people. There you go. Okay, so we use a bit of Spartan bronze, and I think the first thing that's dying almost to have some bronze is that drill. I love the coverage of this paint. There you go, pal, job is done. So, you can have your cannons. I'm going to walk up to you with a giant drill and drill through your hull. Haha. Yeah. We've got some pistons as well up along the sides, so we're going to capture those, look. Underneath as well. Got those at the front, look. It's all just about just breaking up the silver. We want it to look as if it's made of what basically iron and steel, and you know, it's a big hard robot. You know, there's not. It's not a joke. It's like a big, dangerous looking thing that's coming strolling towards you and is going to smash your head in, and that's the whole idea, really. So there we go. A few pistons there on the legs. I'm just picking out with this bronze can really make a difference. And back there. There we are. And it's dead easy as well. It's dead easy. These things, big vent things, they can be bronze. Ooh. Like we said, less is more at this scale. And it just keeps it looking not realistic. I mean, it's not realistic, is it? It's a giant robot, you know. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Doing the veins on the side. There we go, it's getting there. Now I guess realistically we should also do the same on this side, shouldn't we? Because it would be made of the same materials. So the plan here, as difficult as it is that we put a base coat down and then we're going to wash it. We're going to wash the whole thing. Now, that shouldn't be as difficult as what we think, but we will see. We will get there. We'll hope that it gives us the desired effect. Top of the head, I'm going to leave that silver. Obviously, the star in the front, we're going to do that red because that's just how the Commonwealth sort of like to look. I'm just going to pick those out just to tie the colours throughout the miniature. There we are. Then we're gonna, I think, leave all those. They look cool enough as it is. Nice, interesting sort of undulations, and I think that's probably enough just to tie it together to the same sort of level of bronze as that. You see what I mean? So let's go into one of these boats now. Obviously, we're doing these slightly differently, aren't we? So I still think we'll pick the piping out though. Because it looks cool, and it's not a lot of work to get it done. Yep. Pick the piping out, and then, so that's all going to be metallic. let's pick out the 2 stacks on top. And this is just purely because I think these are different class of ship and I can't tell them apart. So we're going to make them look different. Go across the top here, look. There we are, in there. Across the top. So we may even try tomorrow shifting camera angles midstream. Whew. You what? That's it. Maybe almost here, there. And you get into a bit of a zen, don't you, with painting. I love sitting and painting. There we go, cross that there. There and to the top, there we are. Do the top bit. I know we should stream more really. I don't know, we all have lives, don't we? And that's it. So I don't think the wife would massively appreciate me sat streaming all the time. But there you go. There you go. The top. So the Commonwealth, so the other faction is the Covenant of the Enlightened. They're like the mad scientists, basically. So think, what's the best way of putting it? Think Jules Verne, that type of thing. Crazy shield boats and Captain Nemo's contraptions and all that sort of stuff. That's basically the Covenant. And they are cool. They have some really, really cool stuff. And it's quite interesting. So they, at the minute, in the games we're playing, you don't have access to almost like the whole rule set. So like they've been pretty much spanned in the first game. So, which probably is down to the fact that we don't have access to all of the actual rules yet. Which is understandable because the whole idea is it's teaching you how to play. You know, how to play this game that we're getting into, which is the idea. So obviously once we've got to the stage that we've sort of got the rules down, we will start playing like proper battles, so to speak. Not that they have been very enjoyable, the games so far, but there are some where one side clearly cannot win because it is designed to teach you how to move, how to shoot, how to perform actions, stuff like that. And there's obviously these things, they used to in the old game be able to walk on land as well. It's got legs on they. So you basically could go over to a boat and blat it in the sea and then go onto an island and attack a load of tanks and stuff like that. And there is obviously Armoured Clash is coming out. Now, Armoured Clash is a different scale, I think, from what I can see. It's more like your true epic sort of scale, which is fine. I understand because you want to not only expand into another possible game, but it allows you to actually add more in. As daft as it sounds, bigger miniatures, they're a little bit more detailed. So you can have like, oh yeah, actually that's what those tanks look like, rather than just being dots on a base. Because at this scale, Dystopian War scale, they would be practically invisible. Like people are tiny, you know. So we're going to slightly mix it up a little bit on this one. We didn't do the black on the back, which was potentially an oversight, but I'm just going to cover that up and just pretend that it's not. There we go. I'm going to do those stacks. So same colours across your... This is the easiest way of tying a force together as well. So I get loads of people ask me and they go, I don't know, army models don't look like they're an army. Well, use the same colours across the whole thing. Yeah, and as daft as that sounds, and as simple as that sounds, the number of people that don't do that is quite staggering. And it's not difficult to say, actually what I'm going to do is make sure that I use the same colour on all of my men. No matter what it is you're painting, if you use the same colour palette across your army, it ties it together. That's probably the tip of the evening. No matter the scale as well. We're going to do the pistons in the arms on these boys. What do you think? Yes. It's midweek. It's painting time. It's chill out time. Top of the week. That's what people are saying, isn't it? Top of the hill. Wednesday. It is today. Top of the week. Top of the hill. I can't remember. Top of the hill. I used to work with a chap that always used to say, "It's top of the hill day, mate." Countdown to the weekend. Mind you, it's also with the holidays. Lots of people are actually finished, aren't they? Or are using those holiday days up to have those last gaming sessions or time off with their friends, which is always nice. We're getting there. We're getting there. Right, this thing. I think we definitely do need to do something with this. I'm gonna pick the blade out in this colour. Yeah, and then top down, the other side. So it's like supposed to be a giant cannon axe, you know, which everyone likes a cannon axe. I can't see anything wrong with a cannon axe, but yeah, I don't know. Oh, there's piston there. Let's do that. Let's do that. This colour as well. Tie it in. There you go. Guessing there's one on the other side. Yeah, there is. There we go. Ha. All good fun. So, hydrate. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I am going to use a bit of red, which again is 2 thin coats. It's all 2 thin coats. I'm going to put it there. I've used quite a lot of this colour. I don't know why. To be fair, I'm not. It's not like I have like a red army or anything like that. Steady. Right. So. There we go. Right, I am back. I think on these boys, so on the other ship, the red was on like the crest and stuff like that. So I think we're going to keep it relatively low touch, the red. So I think definitely, I'm just going to dip in some water. Definitely there. It's probably a little bit too much on the brush. Definitely there. That's like a crest thing. Or the emblem, whatever it is. So that can definitely go across there. and the star on the front, definitely. It's so sort of like tongue-in-cheek dystopian wars, it really is, but in a good way. Yeah. And I think that is probably enough red. We don't want to overdo it. We don't want to, I don't know, have too much on there. So, you know, that one, go to this guy straight away. Appreciate we've only just finished painting him on the last bits, haven't we? But, well, right here. You know that. So I'm confident that the inside kit works, which is always nice. Yeah, we are getting there. To these boys then, I think we'll just stick to doing the front. Just ties it in to the rest of the fleet. Like we said, we've gone specific to be, you know, deliberately different here, so to speak, just primarily so that I can tell them apart, because I think they are a different class of ship. They look differently on like the bridge, so I'm assuming they're a different class. If not, it doesn't matter, they're all the same colours anyway, so not everything looks identical, does it? That's what we're going with. And that's what we're sticking with. Oh, we might, I'm actually quite tempted just to do that as well. So it's all like front and back. Getting there, eh? Getting there. Oh. We're getting there. In that, there we go. And we are going to be giving them quite a heavy wash, so a lot of this that is going to cover up a lot of sin, and at this level it's like we've said a few times, less really is more at this scale. It really is. Obviously not great plastic, but there we go, getting there. I just end up walloping through them really quickly. Yeah, okay. So that's how it's done. you can get your painting done quick, can't you? Right, so while that's going, what we're going to do, I'm going to use a bit of Death Reaper, which is like a dark grey. I'm just going to add a little bit of grey highlight to the black. You can't really see this on camera, so it looks like I'm going crazy, and I'm just doing the same thing again. Yeah, I'm not. It just doesn't show up very well. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm sticking with. And I'm doing it quite aggressive, this. Reasons are that when it's all washed down, it does tie out quite well. Gives a bit of depth. On the back there. Let's try here, just at the top end of that. I don't know, it just makes it look more real. Maybe it's a finicky thing. And it could very well be, yeah? Could very well be. There we go. Yeah. Big robots go smash, smash, smash. But yeah, the coverage is lovely on the two thin coats, really is, and it really works well with Warcradle's miniatures. I don't know, that they make lovely models that you can't. I think Warcradle are definitely top 3, if not top 2, plastic miniature frame producers in the UK. I say that hand on heart, because their models are ace. They really are, and their kits are really good as well. Yeah, there's no surprise for guessing who like the other big one is. You know, it's Games Workshop. They have the money that they put into their production is massive. But Warcradle, you know, arguably in some cases they have better miniatures, and you know I agree with that, because some of the miniatures that Warcradle are putting out now are absolutely phenomenal. They really are. The kits are intuitive as well. They just work well, which is nice to see. It's nice to see. It really is. Okay, I am going to do this crazy bit on here as well. I don't know. I know it's there. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Go on around there. There we go. But you see, it's like a 1, 2, 3 system. So the idea with this is that you go, oh, there's my mid-tone, there's a shade, and there's a highlight. So all the paint's like sort of pre-worked out for you, if that makes sense. I think. I guess pre-worked out. Pre-choreographed, is that right? I don't know. But yeah, you look, I mean, I've been painting for what? Painting for about 45 minutes, or 40 minutes, chatting crap the rest of the time. And I've built this up really quickly. Just the paints are doing the work for me, you know? The paints are doing the work, and that's the idea. Obviously, I have a lot of practice with putting the paint in the right place. But that just comes with time, you know. If you're starting out, don't be dissuaded. It comes with time. It really does. And you know what? It does come as well. You're just getting that, I don't know, that sort of feeling for it. Feeling for where it's going, where the paint's going. It's going in the right place. It's touching the right bits. See what I mean? Boom. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so we're actually rattling through this pretty quickly, which is nice. I didn't think it was going to be a massive 2+ hour stream anyway. So, we're getting there. So what we're going to do now, obviously on here, if we look on here, I need to do something with the roof bit and also the deck. Now, I'm going to go down a little brush here and we're going to break out a brown because they still use wood planks. I've decided that they do. Oh, that one needs a proper shake. But I just need to respond. Hang on. Thanks for all. There we go. Back to that. So tomorrow, obviously, yeah, we're having a bit of a Christmas connect, and then also playing some Zombicide, which is a really good fun game, and it's going to be celebrating us breaking up for Christmas, really. Not on the channel, we have content ready to go. So throughout to the end of the year, you've got these live stream sessions, which should be fun. Bit of fun. I've got a painting aliens session video coming. So where we paint the classic Ripley and the Power Loader and the Alien Queen. Yes, you can get those miniatures for the game, and yes, they do appear in one of the scenarios. And then we've got an end of year looking to the next year. We know what we're going to hopefully look for and achieve. Things that we're going to, like for example, we're going to ChillCon again. We had a lovely time last year. Joe's coming with us this time, and we're really excited just to do even more in that space. The guys at ChillCon are lovely, and it's just nice to be involved with them, you know. It's just nice to be involved with them. There we go. So there's the deck paneling. I think they're gonna match all right, aren't they? And obviously tomorrow there's going to be more of us, so hopefully there'll be a few more people engaged in the chat, and we can have a bit of fun, which is what we want at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, we do this for the love of our hobby. And you know, some people say, "Oh, Tom, there's not many people," or stuff like that, and it's, you know what, it's not my job. It's all for fun, and I think if we can help one or two people with their hobby and their motivation, and we know we've had people say to us, you know, you've helped us with our, basically, you know, like our well-being as well, which is lovely to hear. Not obviously that person had issues, but you know, lovely to hear that we've managed to help them through them. You know, from there we go. It's another one. Haha. Once I painted these, we actually, it's every single Dystopian Wars miniature we have is painted, which is wow. Can't really say that for many of the other games, I'm not going to lie. But again, small scale, get it painted, you know. You know, they can still look really cool. But it's just a, I don't know, a quicker, nicer way of doing it. Like the techniques work really well. The basics like the washing and the adding, there you go, real basic stuff, details on there. Just pop. You know, and obviously these won't be 100% finished today. Main reason is that I'll be washing them, and at that stage they really do need to dry. And then obviously I'll come in with sort of just basic highlights using exactly the same colours as I have today. And then a sort of a glow effect. I'll use a bit of Tesseract Glow, which is a really good paint from Citadel, I'm not going to lie. It's like a glowing, it makes it look like it's an actual power core and stuff like that, which is nice. And you can do it with other paints, you know, you can do OSL effects, but I'd rather just have it straight out of a bottle, I'm not going to lie to you guys, or gals, whoever's out there. And it's, you know, 1, 2, 3. I just like the 1, 2 punch, done, job's gone, done. Models look good. I mean, that's that scale, you know, like, and this is me stood right over it. I still think it looks all right. By the time I'm stood 4 foot above it, you know, are you really going to tell? Even on camera, it's like, you know, they look like little dots that you're moving about, and it's your enjoyment of it. And some people want to sit and they want to, you know, you can get bloody crew for them. You know, I've seen people 3D printing crew out. Which is fine. If that's what you want to do, then that's, you know what, it's your hobby, do what you want. But yeah, it's all about your enjoyment of it, isn't it? Now, do we think there's any wood on these? I don't think so. He's not going to say, oh look, I've got a wooden chest, come and smash your cannon through it. No. There we go. Whoa! So you may well just have a drink. Okay, so while they're drying, let me address these, and they look all right. You know, that looks all right. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to come in with some washes, and when I say washes, we're going to use some Army Painter Dark Tone. Now this stuff is like life's blood. There are other washes out there that are great. I've not found any that I like as much as this. The only thing I buy from Army Painter is this. Then this, I'll be happy if they said we're only ever going to make dark tone. Then that's great. But yeah, so I'll show you what I mean. So I'll put some on my palette. Now it's an interesting stuff because it creates almost like a film. So, for example, around here, I'm going over everything. I need to make a name for this. You know, like there's slap chop and all this sort of thing. I don't know what you call it. Yeah. And it instantly just does what it says on the tin. It tones everything down, but it's not giving it a shift in pigmentation, it's toning it. So it's basically shading everything. And if you shade everything at the same time, you shade it all together. And it just makes it look as if it should be together. And it's all been made in the same factory and at the same time by the same people, all this sort of thing. Yeah, and this is how we make our little plastic model have a bit more of an air of realism about it. And yes, there's little details that we can add at later dates, and glows and windows and all this sort of thing. But this is how we make these things pop. Well, it's how we give it the canvas to pop. Going in there. On the back, dark tone's brilliant stuff. I buy it in like 5 at a time. Yeah, for example, there we go. So if you see that, it's not even dry yet, and it's already having that sort of shade effect to it. which is what we want, eh? We want that shade effect. And from the bottom. On the side, we're gonna have to. We'll be a little bit careful around the base because we don't want to sort of spill over into the waves, so to speak. But it doesn't matter if we do, because we can just go back over with blue, can't we? So it's more about having that shade in there under his arms. Throw in shade. And you might think, you know what? That's pretty much cheating. Well, you know what? That's great, because that's easier to do. I don't think anyone would struggle to do this. Just paint it all over the miniature. Done. You know? And hey ho, it's how I do a lot of my painting. Gosh, you know, I used to highlight up through 5 or 6 different shades, you know, from brown to white and stuff like that to get a realistic look. Could do that, but now my eyes nowhere near as good. And it's just, this takes a lot of the effort away. Now, you know, we get to concentrate more on enjoying our hobby and playing, I guess. I think that's the change that happens to us all, eh? And I've seen some people use this stuff really well for, like, you know, like heresy stuff. Give it a dark tone, give it a powdering, weathering, and just give it a varnish, and the job's done. And it works. It does. It's how I've done my Sons of Horus army. You know, and it's, again, you're just getting them on the board. You're getting them on the table. They look good. Playing with them, and you're enjoying your hobby. You know, and there's nothing wrong if you want to sit there and do thousands of layers of highlighting. That's fine. You know, it's your hobby. Do as you will. But for me, I truly prefer just to get them on the board. And honestly, dark tone, if there's one tip, one thing out there to add to your painting repertoire, it is dark tone. And we're getting there, look. And obviously it needs to dry. I hope you're getting the idea as to what it does. Shade the entire miniature. On the top. We are getting there. And yeah, it may go down onto the waves, but I don't really care. There we go. Yeah, so instantly we have shaded that entire miniature, and you know what, when that dries, that's going to look cool. Done. Yeah. And we're going to do it on the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Just keep doing it until we've tied our whole army together. Yeah, it is as simple as that. There's no trick, there's no extra step you're not seeing. It is as simple as painting dark tone all over it, and it works with any paint underneath. Okay, that's the, I guess, the other point is that it works with Citadel, Tooth and Coats, Army Painter. I know their own brand, but you know, Army Painter, you lads have made some boo-boos, I'm not going to lie. It works, and that's good. And we'll test it with the TT Combat paints. You know, as I say, we have the option to actually retail those, which is cool. And if they're good, you know what I mean, we'll be using them. We are hobbyists at core, not just trying to sell anything, so we're only going to stock and sell what we actually think is good. You know, we're not interested in selling stuff we think is crap, and if we don't play it or don't enjoy it, we don't really think that we can champion it and champion the community around it that well, so we're not going to sell it. It's simple as that. It's a different way of looking at things, but it's how we want to do it. the bunker way. So, Chillcon, we're going to be demonstrating, I think, Drop Zone Commander now. We had hoped to be doing Dystopian Wars, but we've not heard back from Warcradle yet, unfortunately, which is fine. But TC Combat have been absolutely brilliant, really supportive, so we're going to champion them this year. So, it's not to say we won't do Dystopian Wars next year. We do love the game, and we're going to be playing it and continue to play it. But yeah, we're going to be dropping troops in from high altitude, I think. This Chillcon, which will be really cool. If you are going to Chillcon, come and say hello, come and have a go at the game, come and play with us. Come and buy a mug, that'd also be really nice. And a Drop Zone Commander starter set. But no, in all honesty, if you just come and say hello, that'd be fantastic. It's great to meet people in the community. That's what we're all about. So, when we're getting there, look, we're getting there. There we are, getting there. As you say, you can probably tell this is an overnight dry job, but it does the job, and it does it well, and that's what's important, eh? And I think primarily it does it easily, which is also nice. It's not difficult to use, it's not a challenge, you just literally daub it on. Works well over highlights as well, so if you do a few progressive layers, you can actually bang this tone over it and it ties it all together for you. Obviously I wouldn't go crazy with your highlighting, because this is obviously smashing quite a heavy coat over stuff. You can get softer variants, it's called soft tone and strong tone. Where I'm from, you like dark tone. There we go. So, little boats as well. Now this might be a bit more challenging. How we're going to do this? I think we need to do on the side first, look. Yeah, do on the side. There we go. Maybe a bit on the front. Yeah, and obviously we're not smashing loads on these little things. They're literally just little frigates, but it does do a lot of work for you. It literally adds all that shadows, all that shade, and it works over any paint. That's win-win-win in my book. It truly is. There's not really a wrong way of applying this stuff. Planks, it's just highlight. It's just really defined all of those planks on that straight away in one go. It gives it that sort of down, sort of dirty look as well, which is kind of what you want, isn't it? And while I've done on the side, I'm just going to put that to the side, just so I don't destroy my mat. And we're going to rinse and repeat with the others. Starting on top of the decks, like that this time. There we go. Round we go. So yeah, super excited for tomorrow. Obviously see my mates, but to encounter the next set of zombie side challenges. Yeah, it'll be well, I don't know if we'll succeed. We probably won't, let's be totally honest, but hey, we shall see. Hey, we shall see. On the side there, down there, yeah. We are getting there. Put over that. Yep, so it's always nice to have a bit of hobby on an evening and a bit of a paint. I may try and do more streams. We always say, and I don't really understand how it works, and I don't really know what it does for us. I mean, it's nice to do a video and it's nice to paint and stuff like that. And I guess if I'm painting anyway, why not stream it? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you need to do it regular or what. I don't know. Like I say, YouTube is a hobby, not an income. So on the sides. Once this is done, we'll let it dry slightly, then finish the tops off, you see. Getting there. But yeah, so zombie side, we're super excited. It's also been nice to give out the gifts to the guys for the year. Don't know how we're going to do it though. We might have to set up 2 separate cameras, I think. One with, hey, this is what we're doing, and then maybe one where we go over and actually play. Yeah, it'd be an interesting bit of a logistical challenge, I think, tomorrow. But we'll figure it out. It's once a year. We'll figure it out. That's what the approach we're taking. There we go. Again, let's have a look. Yeah, he's coming up, shading well. On top of there. And it just sort of naturally settles where it should. You know what I mean? Any areas where it's way too much, just take it off with a brush. But it will naturally settle, and obviously it evaporates as well. You know what I mean? So it does, you know, it does lessen. Let's put it that way. There we go. Side there. Love it. Little cruisers. Oh, what are they? I don't know what they are. I think they're little frigates. That's it. They're frigates. Not cruisers. The cruisers are bigger. Yeah, it's an interesting technique, but this is, you know, dead easy technique. Literally, you've seen me just knock these out in what, an hour and a bit, hour and 10 minutes, hour and 20 minutes, something like that. It's not a challenging way of painting, and it works, and I think that's the key, isn't it? So put that on the side. There we go. Yeah, got my hands, but there you go. And there we go. Put the lid on the dark tone, the stuff of life. There we go. So I guess we're at the stage now where things really do need to dry. So yeah, interesting hour and a bit's worth of painting on an evening. But yeah, so that's the stage we're at there, and they are nicely toning themselves. What I'll do when it's dry, if you head over to our Instagram, which is @Tom'sBunker, I'm going to put that in the chat. Basically, if you look for anything that's Tom's Bunker on Instagram, online, stuff like that, that'll bring us up. Excuse me. And I will put the pictures of the the dried things and the progress on there, and then eventually the next stage you do is you literally just highlight across, and it's dead easy. You just highlight up using the colours we've seen today, and then I think a slightly lighter silver, and you know, they're done. And that's that. A bit of a shorter session tonight, which is fine. I've enjoyed having a bit of a paint, guys. I hope you've sort of enjoyed and chilled out for a bit as you followed along. And yeah, I wish you all the best. Join us tomorrow from 7:30, where we'll be playing some Zombicide and giving out our Christmas gifts. And yeah, this was a bit of a taste and a bit of a test of the setup. Thank you everyone who's watching, and the two guys especially in the chat that's been back and forth. It's been really nice to sort of live talk with some of you. And yeah, until next time, stay safe, stay well, and happy hobbying.